Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Societal Narcissism. No contribution with this video. I am just pumping them out today. And there's a lot going on, and I'm going to keep shining a light on these stories so everybody has the information, because not everybody's all over Twitter like I am, and you could miss these things. When I talk about societal collapse, when I talk about societal narcissism, when I keep telling you these people, these politicians, these people who run these NGO groups, they all have personality disorders. They are no different than the people that abuse you in your personal life, what led you to my channel in the first place. They want to take zero responsibility for their actions, for their votes, for their policies. Well, DFL vice chair, and DFL is defund law enforcement in Minneapolis. Minneapolis, where St. George Floyd is from, where all those riots and half the country had to burn down. Okay? Defund law enforcement vice chair says she was violently carjacked, calls for juvenile penalties. Satha Hanadan says she suffered a broken leg, deep lacerations to her head, and several bruises and cuts. It's a shame. One of the vice chairs of Minnesota DFL party says she was violently carjacked in front of her children in the driveway of her Minneapolis home Tuesday. One of the vice chairs of the DFL party says she was violently carjacked in front of her children in the driveway in Minneapolis home. Four very young men, all carrying guns, beat me violently down to the ground in front of our kids. The young men held our neighbors up at gunpoint when they ran over and tried to help me, all in broad daylight. DFL second vice chair Sivani Sathadan wrote in a public Facebook post, which included a picture of her face of the alleged assault. Ooh, boo-hoo. Call a cop. Oh, wait, you defunded them, remember? Oh, well. Oh, now you got violent. Well, are they MAGA supporters? I guess all those Trump supporters in their MAGA hats are out doing carjackings, beating people down. And now you want something done about it. After you defunded the police, lionized this thug murderer, George Floyd, and now you're reaping the consequences of your own policies, thinking you're arrogant, liberal, and I know you're not white, but you're white enough. White feminist attitude, white feminist life was going to protect you in your little white neighborhood. Well, obviously, it didn't. Oh, now you want something to do. Now you want something done about it. Now you want stiffer sentences. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Look at my face in the picture. This is the face of a mother who just had the shit beaten out of her. A mother whose only thought was, let me run far enough and fight hard enough so my kids have a chance to get away. And I feel bad for the children. I feel bad for the children that they got a feminist moron for a mother. Probably borderline personality disordered. Only somebody with a cluster B personality disorder, okay, could talk about demand and co-chair an organization that is defunding the police and then cry victim when the results of your policy, you get carjacked in broad daylight in front of your kids and your neighbors. What else would you call that? What else would you call that if not a cluster B disordered sociopathic narcissist? If this isn't societal narcissism leading to societal collapse, I don't know what is. Don't feel bad for her. Don't you feel bad for her? This is the face of a mother who just listened to her 4-year-old daughter stop screaming nonstop. Her 7-year-old son wailing for someone to come help because bad guys are murdering his mama in the backyard. Her neighbors screaming in outrage, all while beaten with guns, kicks, and fists, she said. I hope your neighbors, well, if your neighbors probably voted for the same as well, supported you. If your neighbors didn't, boy, would I be pissed. Boy, would I be pissed. But they're living there anyway. They're living next to a monster like her. Okay, a sociopath like her probably had everybody's welcome here sign in her front yard next to a BLM sign. Okay? Boo hoo. Boo hoo. You voted for it. Sathahanadan said she suffered a broken leg, deep lacerations to her head, several bruises and cuts. And I have rage. How do you think the people who aren't you that get robbed and beaten and murdered, and their family members who've gotten murdered because there's no cops around, because of the violence that you have unleashed on that city that you thought you were fucking immune for? How do you think they feel? What do you think their rage is at? Did you give a shit before today? I doubt it. I doubt it. These men knew what they were doing. I have no doubt they have done this before, yet they're still on our streets. Who do you want to go arrest them, honey? What do you want done? Killing mothers, giving babies psychological trauma that a lifetime of therapy cannot erase. With no hesitation, no remorse, she said. Well, it's a good thing you defunded the cops, huh? Maybe there was no social worker around? Oh, maybe if there was a social worker there, she could have stopped the 4 armed MAGA hat wearing carjackers, right? Right? Social worker would have done well there, huh? How about a Second Amendment? Minnesota's pretty good on Second Amendment, but I'm sure not in her house. Let me ask you, would you have liked a weapon of your own? At that point, when you saw him coming, you think you would have wanted your neighbors to come over with a weapon instead of just becoming more victims? Sathahanadan, who expressed support for dismantling the Minneapolis Police Department in June 2020, then called for tougher penalties for juvenile offenders. We need to get illegal guns off our streets, catch these young people who are running wild and creating chaos across our city, and hold them in custody and prosecute them. Kind of like Derek Chauvin tried to. Saw how well that... Why would a cop even want to get involved? Why would a cop even want to get involved in a city run by people like you who are trying to defund them and then blame them if something gets caught on camera that looks a certain way or it's framed a certain way in the media? Why do you expect these, even the cops that are still, why would they come running for you? Why? Look at my face. Remember me when you are thinking about supporting letting juveniles and young people out of custody to roam our streets instead of holding them accountable for their actions. The Minneapolis Police Department confirmed that it received a report about the alleged carjacking. We got a report about it. Because they're not supposed to go out for that kind of stuff for carjackings anymore. Limited contact now. That's how they wanted it. I'm sure the Minneapolis Police Department, that's a shame. That's just too bad. Remember before people like Shivani Sahat, I can't say her name, began screaming to dismantle the Minneapolis PD, carjacking was so rare it wasn't even tracked. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Like, I'm supposed to feel bad for you? I'm supposed to feel bad for you? No. And nobody should. And this is the Facebook. Let's see. Look at my face. These criminals will not win. We need to take back our city, and this will not be the last you hear from me about this, but still defund the police, right? Thank you for the incredible Minneapolis 4th Precinct officers, Mayor Fragg, Chief O'Hara, paramedics, neighbors, friends, and DFL family who all came to our aid during this terrified experience. I'm so grateful this community wraps us up in love. Oh, now you love the police, huh? Now you love the police. I got you. You reap what you sow. You get what you vote for. Do not feel bad for this woman. Do not feel bad for these people in Minneapolis who voted for this, who enabled this. They are getting what they voted for. You are getting what you voted for. Enjoy it. Because I don't give a shit. And neither should you. The nerve, the audacity, the narcissism. to demand the police be defunded, to co-chair the organization that's doing it, and then to cry victim when you get robbed in your driveway and you become a victim of violent crime in a place that it never existed before. Good job. Enjoy it. You voted for it. You pushed for it. You co-chaired it. So, let me know what you think in the comments section below, everybody. Thank you to everybody watching. And if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, something you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up a Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it supported, growing, and successful, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, all this goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with either the Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, and email links in the description box below. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. Also, subscribe to both my Rumble channels. Follow me on Twitter and Telegram as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.